What is going on, people? Feroncio here, and welcome to Nioh 3 Walkthrough 100%. So, folks, before we start anything, let's go take a look at the settings. We will be adjusting some of the basic game settings. So, right here, the first thing, I'm not going to display the headgear. You can do it, it's up to you, but I like my character without the headgear showing up. The display melee weapon, I also like to hide. The range weapon the same, anytime that these weapons are shielded, I'm not going to show them on my back. This is preference only, it doesn't affect anything on the game, so feel free to do whatever you want to do. Now on the next page I have display values of the Amrita Gold always. Okay, so I want to show every time I have Amrita or Gold. I don't want it to disappear. The reason for that is because when I get it yellow, I know that I'm ready for a level up, and I don't just risk it by dying in a place, not knowing how much Amrita or how much gold I have. So I recommend you to set it this as always display. It's pretty good. Also, the important other thing here is the targeting. Let me see, subtitles, memories, cutscenes. What is assisted aim right here? So I like assisted aim for ranged weapons. That means when I lock into an opponent, it already aimed at him, so I don't have free aiming. So I like it. It is just my preference. And then I think I have the shaking, but it may not be on this. Let me see if I have shaking. No. So then on the controls, there are three different controls: base game settings. Then there are controls. Actually going into here because I'm using the Type B control instead of the regular Type A. And the reason for that is because to activate my martial arts, I can use L1 and up and down to activate the Guardian Spirit, and the triangle and the square to use some martial arts. If you don't do that, then your regular martial arts are mixed up with other buttons, and then you have to go and configure them. So I like the Type B. It's easier for me, but then again, it is all preference, but I'm using it. So this is the important one, the style shift and burst break separation. During the game, you will need to burst break attacks from the opponent, and when you do that, it automatically shifts you to a different style. So in Nioh 3, you can play as a ninja or you can play as a samurai. But if you don't set this as on, it stays off. Every time that you do a burst break, you automatically change to the other form. I don't want that. In this way, I will just, press the burst break and I don't shift. To shift, you need to hold the button for shifting. So I like this. Vibration. I don't like vibration, so I set mine to no vibration, and then this doesn't have anything to do anymore. And then the last one, it is for the camera. Over here on the camera settings, I put the camera assist on 10. I think the default is 5, yes. So I put the camera assist on 10 so I have more view more angle to see what is going on. So these are my settings, the one that I like the most. And feel free to use them. If you don't, you can go to the default, that's fine. This is my character. I went to a character creation. I'm going to play with this character, and it is just going to start right on the beginning at the tutorial. Also, I'll be skipping all the cutscenes to save you time. Feel free to watch them on your own. I don't think they are cool, but for the sake of a walkthrough, it's just a waste of time, and then we will not be showing any of those cutscenes. So this first area of the game is just a tutorial. The game will take you to a step-by-step on it.
具足始めの儀が済めば新たな将軍の誕生か。まさか病弱な竹千代が将軍になるとはな。
So this is where you're going to learn, the basic controls.
奥で宗則殿がお待ちです。
And right on the beginning, you will be playing as a samurai only.
来られましたな。では早速。
So now you need to pick a weapon. It really does not matter which weapon you're going to use. I normally go with the dual swords, so I'm going to keep the
いかなる獲物
dual
で
swords.
も熟達すれば大きな力を発揮できましょう。おお、その上。
So the next step here is to bow to your opponent.
私は
He's
これ
going
に
to
すると
pick
しよ
up a weapon too. Normally he picks up a sword.
それでは手合わせを始めましょう。お互いに礼。
So now you bow by pressing R1 in the gesture, and now you're ready.
相手をしっかりと見据えねば攻撃
So you
も
need
当
to
たりま
lock.
せぬ。国松様にご注目ください。
And the game pretty much
具
tells you
足
what
始
to
めの
do.
前だからといって手加減はせんぞ。
So
竹
next
千代
step,
国
three
松
quick
様に打
attacks,
ち込むのです。早い攻撃は先手を取りやすく、
strong
強い
attacks,
攻撃は気力を削りやすい。
and that's
お忘れ
it
なき
for
よ。
this part of the tutorial.
攻撃の後に斬
Next,
新
the
を行うこと
kippos. The
で
kippos
気力を
is
早く回復で
very
きますぞ。
important mechanics as a samurai. Okay, another important thing is those dialogues. You really want to look and read at the dialogues because they provide a lot of information. Nioh 3 is a complex game. It has a ton of configuration, and you really need to understand what you're doing in terms of those dialogues. Read those dialogues, understand those dialogues, because they play an important part in the game. So right here, we're going to learn about the kippos. When you attack, your stamina, which is that blue piece in there, will deplete. And the kippos, it's the mechanics to recover your stamina. Just like that.
悪くない立ち筋だ。
So now we need
次
to
はこ
guard,
ちらから行くぞ。
相手の
and
攻撃から
guarding
身を
takes
守ることも
stamina as
忘れては
well.
なりません
I'm
ぞ。
going to just dodge really quick.
時に受けて反撃の機を
See
伺うの
how
です。
much stamina I took. When I'm guarding, I'm going to take a hit, and then my stamina depletes. If you run out of stamina,
攻
you
撃
are
を仕掛けるほ
in
ど
trouble.
己の技が研がれていくのを感じるかと。
So now you have your arts gauge, which is right here on the side, that circle on the right bottom side, and we'll need to charge that by attacking the opponent. So that is being filled. And now we're
最
going
大まで
to
技
hit
が解がれた時
hit
渾身
him
の
with
武器を
a
放てます
special attack, and that depletes my weapon art. So we need to do this again. And once more.
お見事己の技を研ぎ渾身の武器を放つそして攻撃の後には斬新侍の基本ですぞ
So basically, you attack and you keep pulse
で
in
は仕
samurai
上げと
form.
参りましょう
So
攻め
now
と
it
守りを
is
駆使して
just a
国
regular
松様を
bout. You
打
need
ち
to
倒すので
defeat
す
Lord
今日こそは私を打ち負かしてくれるのだろうな。さあ来い。
So you need to watch your stamina. And that's it, folks. That is training tutorial. So if you understand these controls, you should be good
油断しただけだ。
for the next part.
次はこうはいかんぞ。
Just do not overcommit. It's not really that complicated. So now this is the tutorial
一体何が起きている？
properly. There is nothing that you're going to
心して進むぞ。
collect over here. So see, I just collected that. It doesn't add an yokai, it doesn't add this, it doesn't add anything. So it is just for you to learn how to make it move, how to use yokai out there.
命に変えてもお二人はお守りいたす
And that yokai pool, every time we do a full speed, that goes away. Don't underestimate those enemies because they can do some serious damage. And whenever possible, we're going to attack it on the back. So this attack on the back when the enemy is out of key is, you know, a critical attack, and it does a ton of damage. It may not necessarily kill the enemy, but it does a lot of damage. Also, there is no problem in using a medicine.
どうにかしのぎましたが。 久方ぶりの実践は答えますな。じきに新たなあやかしが現れるでしょう。お二方とも今すぐこの場を離れるのです。
all the way up to
我
3.
が父
So if you
石
have
秀
more
才
than
は
3,
天狗が返じた
then
巨
you
石を
don't
立
need
ち割ったという
any replenishment. So
ならば。
you're not going to add to every time. You just replenish what you have.
この先少し
分かった竹千代先に進もう
竹千代様無事を祈っておりますぞあなた
So
な
on
ら
the
必
next
ずや
part, we're
立
going to
派な
learn
将
how to
軍と
use
なれる
ninja.
はずです
宗則のやつ傷を負っていながら無理をしよって
So I think
操
there
る
is
騎
a
士
shrine right in
無駄には
front.
できん
And also, you
必ず
know, it
生き
doesn't
てここを
matter.
抜けるぞ
This won't add anything. So our
もう
Andrea
ここまであやかしが
will
こ
go
の城は
to
おしまいだ
0. But and the shrine doesn't do anything. You can pray, but it has no menus. The only thing that it did was replenish my medicine. Now I'm back to 3 and ready to proceed to the next area. Again, this
太
pile
平の世が
doesn't do
訪れたと
anything.
思っておったが歌方の夢であったか
So here we go.
歌方とも
Fight
よくぞ
those
ご無事で
guys.
我ら忍びの衆でさえ壊滅寸前に陥るとはこの先何が起こるか分かり申せ教え
So that's the tutorial for the style shift. For the style shift, you press R2 and you shift from samurai to ninja style.
これで身なりも心構えも忍びそのものだが忍びの獲物をお持ちでないご様子致し方ない倒れた我が配下のものを一つ借りましょう選ばれたならばお声掛けを
So there is a distinction between ninja weapons and samurai weapons. They are totally different, and you can choose right now a ninja weapon. Doesn't matter which one you're going to pick up. If you want, you know, each one of them has advantage, disadvantage. A kusarigama, if you have played Nioh before, kusarigama, used to kusarigamas, they are pretty decent. I am going for the dual sword. I like the dual sword, and again, the dual sword here is different than the dual sword from the samurai.
それにするのですが
敵だ構え
Okay,
よ
more yokai for us.
忍びの
Ninja
早き動
also
きで敵を
have
翻弄し
jutsu,
鋭く攻め込
which
め
is this box on the bottom right instead of a weapon art. You do have, you know, some ninja shurikens. You throw in fire, and now let's go and ninjas are very quite agile, and they do not suffer from the same problems that samurais sometimes suffer. So one is down. Let's go to the next one. And you can also block just like that. So ninja has a mist
忍術を使えよ
if you
敵との間合いを制し常に優位に立つのだ
if you press R1, you're going to leave a mist. Now let's throw some shurikens on these guys. and some fire too. So the good thing about this is that every time we attack them, we replenish our ninjutsu, so you're not going to run out of this forever, or you do not have to play. Okay, so now it is the and then we're going to have our first burst attack, which is this. And just by bursting, you do not switch again. So that's why I set up that way. So if I just press the R2 button, oh, I didn't forget this. Put this first, but that's okay. Another one that we could set with the record. So let's try for another opportunity. There you go. So let's get down with this baby here. Big boy. Alright, so he is done. And let's go talk.
危のうござった。だが、あやかしの気配は未だ消えませぬ。ここに残るはわしのみで結構。お二方は先へ。
その傷ついた体で、何？
なれど、仕方ない。はしごを下ろすゆえ。
So this is still part of the tutorial. The next part is still part of the tutorial, but we will be starting to collect Amrita and gold. And also we will be able to level up until we face the boss, but this is still a tutorial.
忍びの技、くれぐれも忘れなきよ。無事。
一人では心細いじゃろう。わしが友をしてやるぞ。
So we borrow our spirit, and now we need to escape. But then again, we have a shrine here, and now when we okay, so we still this is still a mock-up shrine, meaning we're not going to be able to collect Amrita or gold. Still, I think we need to go through the pond once we get. Okay, so we're going to. I was going to put him on a butt, and we are in samurai. You can see that. And you know, ninja is way more agile. Until we can have stances, you know, ninja, it is the way to go. Okay, so I am going to, we can crouch and try to stab this guy on the back, but was not successful. So he is gone, and the next part is collect this thing that doesn't matter because we're not going to collect anything here, and then drop on the phone. Drop here. And now, folks, once you open that door, there'll be a cutscene, and we're going to have to face our friend, but he has been converted. It doesn't matter. The outcome of this fight, it is irrelevant. Even if you beat him, if you're really, really, really good, the outcome is about the same. It does not matter if you beat it or you die to him. It's exactly the same outcome. But to beat him, it is a feat. I can tell you because he is way, way, way over our class at the moment. So he just killed us. But it doesn't matter, we don't die. There are cutscenes, you just go watch the cutscene, and then you're going to be in the hub area for later. Later we will be coming back to this same area.
ここは一体お主の守護霊草薙の力じゃろうか。
And you should be able to navigate here. And now you're going to have to pick up a spirit, right? So this is going to give you +1 to strength, and then you're going to get +1 to skill if you choose a samurai or you choose a ninja. This +1 is permanent. You're not going to be able to respec and get this back. So at this point, I think I need to go with the skill +1 because I don't want that much strength. It doesn't add much for me, and we're going to get a pretty good spirit for samurai in just a bit. And with that, let's go and proceed and get out of this tutorial area and get to the next area, which is still really pretty much a tutorial still. But we will introduce all the game mechanics, so we're going to be able to collect Amrita, we're going to be able to level up and do everything that the game pretty much has to offer. とうに滅びたはずじゃが、それに見たか。So right here we're going to do the first search, and you're going to notice that now we collected 10 Amrita, and we got a small spirit stone. So we are actually really in the game, but still this is a tutorial area. There is not a lot in here that you can do, but you should be able to pray here. And let me go back out of here and point to you. So you see that I have 210 Amrita, and because it is in orange, meaning that I am ready for a level up. Every time my Amrita color it is in orange, meaning I am capable of do at least one level up. I don't have any gold, but I have 210 Amrita, and when I pray, I'm going to be offered to level up right here. Also, that is this preparations. If you have order, you have pre-order. If you click on boons, you're going to get a lot of stuff. You're going to have all of this. So you're going to have a complete Hellfire, a set. You're going to have some smithing text that you can get equipment for that. You're going to have a lot of Hell Frost and Hellfire equipment for the samurai as well, and a bunch of stuff, a lot of things. If you have pre-order, if you did not have pre-order, then none of this is going to be available for you. I'm not going to use any of that. I'm just showing you where you can have it. So later on, we're also going to be able to make offer. And another important piece here is the battle scrolls. So those are missions that the game are going to throw at you, pretty much like kind of a side missions, and you will need to execute them. So right now we have two missions. I'm not going to do that right now, but you need to do that, okay? So to progress on the game and to get some of the skills, you will need to actually do some of those side missions. So right now, also another thing is that you can switch your guardian spirit. So as ninja, I have two spirits right now. I have Nekomata and I have Kusanagi. Although it appears that Kusanagi is better because it has 76 skill, when you see the enhancement bonus, it gives me 12 bonus points for my attacks and 7 for defense. Now Nekomata gives 10 instead of 12, but it buffs my defense 3 more points. So now I have 10 and 10, pretty much balanced, and I just lose 1 point. And also with this spirit, I do 7.3 ninjutsu ki damage. So I'm doing damage to the ki of the opponent, and I have 6.2% more recovery speed. I'm definitely going for this. Now, if you don't know what so also you can switch here. The samurai, we only have a 1, so there is nothing that we can do here, so let's keep it this way. And now let's go level up. At this point, it does not matter much what you're going to do with your Amrita. You can respec at any point by pressing R3. So at this point, I'm going to put everything in Constitution. We're going to have to face a boss, and this boss is not so easy. So I want to have as much life as possible. So I'm going for Constitution. You can go for skill, for example, depending on what kind of a weapon you choose. The weapon that you choose plays a role in here. So let's go back and go to our equipment. I am using a Mino Dual Taki in place now of the wooden swords. And this is for samurai. For ninja, I have the dual Ushigatana. Now, if you want to know what is that you need to upgrade, you see that Ushigatana have, 3 kind of skills. It does have heart. It does have 2 others that I cannot see from here, but we'll see in a second. So if you press L2 and the button to the side will tell you in a better way. So it appears that it is skill and I don't know what that is. Maybe Constitution. No, it is not Constitution, but it is heart and something else. So let's find out what it is. So let's go and pray. So if I go for heart, I am going to improve my weapon. So heart, intellect. So intellect. So if I go for heart, my weapon it's going to do +3 attack. And I'm going to still have +10 life, +20 ki. So yeah, but right now I'm going all for Constitution. Maybe if you want to do more damage, you should actually go and invest on your heart. I am going to put everything on Constitution and just want to get my life as high as possible at this to face that boss. Yeah, it looks like I got something else here. Yeah, I didn't. So maybe samurai. No. So I am good with this. Again, I'm not going to use any of the other gear, but if you want to use the gear, you need to pay attention to what the gear has to offer, because some of these gears can get you pretty good defense. So if you go here, you're going to see that a plus 20 key, and plus 20 key is pretty good, but also you're going to get plus 25 life from the gauntlet. The difference is that your agility, it's going to be uh, I am agility A at the moment, which is very fast and very light. uh, you can see that I am in light blue, but once I start equipping this, I am going to be on agility B, which is the green, and you really don't want to go to agility C. If you equip every single item of these sets, you're going to be at agility C, and you don't want to do that. So the way that you display this, you press L2, and then on the cross, either to the right or on the cross to the left, it will switch that for you. So let's move on.
あれは徳川の旗のようじゃ。先ほどといい、また違う場所に飛ばされたんじゃろうか。今は思案しても答えは出ぬであろう。先に進もうぞ。
And we can do a plunge attack. You saw that this the enemy became red. Red means that we can do a plunge attack on him. So you just drop on him and press the triangle, which is the heavy attack. Now I'm going to have a chance to actually sneak and assassinate. And there is another dude over here, so let's pick up this.
イエス様、早くお逃げを。追っては我らが。
Oh, I should have interrupted him, but he totally used up his stamina. Okay, so another important thing is that Nioh is very, very inventory intensive. So you will be switching gear all the time. And don't forget the ninjutsu power, right? That's why you are a ninja. So if you can fight them from a distance, you do. Don't expose yourself. And every time I can hit them on the back, I will do that. Now be careful here, because there is an ambush. As soon as you go up, that big log is going to come down, and if that hits you, your history. So you can drop on the side here, or you can jump over it. It does not matter. I like to just go to the side, so I don't have to worry about what is happening. And we're going to get a bow right here. There you go. And it is automatically equipped. So you can see that big guy down there on the watchtower. And this is where auto aim comes handy. So since I have him locked, I already auto-aimed here. And you can see the bullseye is red in the inner circle, meaning I'm going to cause damage, but not lethal damage. But when the bullseye is totally red, that is lethal damage. So that guy is done, and now we're going to clear this area here. Then again, we try to stay as stealthy as possible and kill those guys from a distance if it is possible. Okay, another interesting thing is that even if this sometimes is not totally bullseye ready, and we won't be able to even lock at that guy, just because we're still going to cause some serious damage. So he goes to the ground, and we can get him. Oh, he grabbed me on a special attack. Okay. This is the attack. Special grab attack. That's fine. We don't have a problem with that. So now that is nothing. Let's go and snipe everybody. Also, we will be going into each one of those houses and try to see what do we have. We have kind of a shortcut here, and there is an enemy out there. And there is loot here. So we now have a Nioh dual Taki level 3. We probably should go take a look at our equipment. So we have a dual Ushigatana that is doing 34 damage, 64, and then we have this brand new, which I am going to equip. And for Samurai, that is one that is doing 57 points of damage, but saturated enemies, let's see what's happening. We're going to do key damage versus saturated enemy. And if you don't know what saturated is, you don't have to worry. You can actually go into the status and go on effect icon list, and now you're going to see all the enhancements, but also you can see the negative effects. So everything that is red, it is negative. Everything that is blue and arrow up, it's going to be positive for you, or meaning a buff. And everything that is red and arrow down, it's going to be a debuff. You can get debuff, the enemy can get debuff. So saturated means a water-based status ailment. You know, it will increase the damage that they receive from attack. And if they get confused, it's even better, because you know it will hit their key and will slow down key recovery. Most likely you should be able to kill the enemy without too much effort. So the well, every time you see a well, you should cut that little cord, and that will either bring an item or some sort of enemy for you. So be aware that it's not always the good side of the things. You can have an enemy as well. So now we have another shrine, and I do have enough Amrita to level up. However, I just touched the shrine to activate it, and if I pray, this whole area is going to reset, which is not what I want at the moment, because all the enemies are going to respawn. And I do have a few more enemies to clear here before we can proceed. So there is a guy right here on the bottom. We can try to snipe him. so we don't have to deal with him. Also, I think there is something on the roof. To the roof, you can just go here. Oh, there is a guy here that we can snipe. Range attack. And now we can just go and pillage the rest of the loot. Additionally, important thing, loot here is random. So you're not always going to get the same thing as I'm getting. So unless there is a really known area for a specific item, most likely you will get a random item. Okay, I am samurai. I think this clears the whole area, and now we're just going to make sure that we go into every single place in here and open the loot. So box in here, and there is a box in the center of the town that we need to open. And that produces a lot of good loot, and there is one on the ceiling that I am going to have to go up and pick that up. So all of this, it's already explored. So Nioh 3 is also a game of exploration. It is really a nice RPG. I think there is a loot down there. So let's go back. Is it the loot? Let's check. Oh, okay, that is where the loot is. So this was really good that happened. So this piece of loot here only had 2 arrows. You know, sometimes I am not going to collect every single one of these pieces of loot. You know, if it is on my way, it's okay, but if I'm not going out of the way to pick up 2 arrows. So right now I have 1,260 on Rita. This is good for extra level. And I think I can do 1 level. And now I need, you know, like 260 Amrita, but I do have, you know, some spirit stones. So if I press R3, I can use the spirit stones to compensate, and I'm going to just use the amount required for level up. Looks like I don't have enough for a level up, so right now I'm going to have to keep on going. So I'm going to need 1,500 for the next level. So with that, let's proceed, people. We're getting very close to the boss, and the boss is really hard. But we'll have a strategy for that. So first, I am going to try to stab that dude on the back. In here, you really don't want to use any of your medicine. You know, even if you get hit, that's okay, because we have a shrine right here on the side. So So he is gone. So we have a shrine right there. And in this piece of loot here, we're also going to get some Shoko Cups. So we got 3 Shoko Cups. And we have 2 different kind of a pyres. You have a red one over here, and you have a blue one over here. These guys are acolytes. They will fight on your side. And they can be either samurai or ninja, depends. And this guy requires 1 Oshoka Cup. We have 9 at the moment, so we could have summoned him. But right now, I am just going to defeat this acolyte. And every time, excuse me, every time you defeat the revenants, I'm sorry, those are acolytes, these are revenants. Every time you fight a revenant, then you have a chance to get some of the Shoko Cups. And also, the important thing here is to get some extra medicine. This is what I am after. Okay, so he is gone, and I got 1 Oshoka Cup, some extra gear, but I got no medicine. So I have 5 medicine at the moment, and I think the maximum that you can get is 7. Now, folks, again, this boss is no joke. So right now, if I pray, everybody is going to respawn and we can farm some more of them. But right now, I am still level 4 and I need like 100 Amrita to go and level up. So the strategy to get this boss, you can just go and say, I am darn good, I have been playing Nioh for a long time, but believe me, this guy is going to test you. So the best option here is for me to just go and then again, this guy is respawned. I'm going to farm him a little bit. So maybe I get extra medicine and collect enough ammunition for a new level. So I got excellent, you know, I got 1 more medicine, 1 more elixir, and also I got a better longbow. But in any case, that revenant is gone. We don't have it anymore, and that is fine. But I now have enough Amrita for a level up, and that's exactly what I'm going to do here. I'm going to put more on Constitution. Now you can see the Constitution is not paying that much. So I was getting 40 life and now I'm getting only 30. So Heart is going to give me plus 10, but also is going to give me more ki, which means that I am going to have to be faster and maybe I can, you know, dodge better. So I'm going for Heart at the moment because also I'm going to get plus 3 melee attack. And now folks, we have like 6 medicine. I would love to have 7 at the moment. So if you feel that you need more medicine, you know, just go ahead, farm that guy. So maybe we can get extra medicine. Who knows, right? So we don't lose anything by doing that, and it will help. Maybe 1 extra medicine may be the difference between winning and losing. No, didn't get any medicine. So the acolyte, strongly recommend that you bring in an acolyte. It does not hurt. It actually doesn't do a lot of damage, but we'll take attention from the big boss. So why not, right? So use the tools that the game provides you. Don't, be a hero. Uh, you know, the world is full of dead heroes. I don't want to be another one of them. And here we go. We got the boss. And you just try to stay away from him as much as possible. And do some damage whatever you have a chance. Use your ninjutsu. Okay, so I got caught into the middle of this whole mess. So he annoys the boss a lot. Ah, boy, he hits very hard. So every time that your life is half, I strongly recommend that you just go and use your medicine. And that is a grab attack. You really don't want to get grabbed by him. Another grab attack. And now we have a critical. Good. Just take your time, because this guy, it is not easy at all, and he hits pretty hard. Ah, he got me on the grab attack. Yeah. Okay, almost half of my life went because of that.
今こそ草薙を身になどし一気に攻め立てよ。
Oh man, that was awful. Another grab attack. Okay, so we're going to use our spirit to get him. And that is the end of this guy. And he is done. And now we collect all of this loot, and then we proceed. And that, my friends, is where the game really starts. And I'm going to stop the cutscenes. You can watch it at your own.
それにしても竹千代か。殿の幼名と同じとは朽木絵にしよう。殿が浜松城にたどり着くまで、それがしはここを守らねばならぬ。殿を追って合流し、力添えをいただけぬか。
So now we need to go up that. So this area here, you can explore here. You know, doesn't hurt. You know, this is a game of exploration. But the important pieces are on the other side. That area out there, we will be going that way. You can see there is some green stuff out there, and there is some enemies right here, but there is not much that we can do against them. So, and also right here there is the first piece of loot, and we get our first amulet that we're going to equip right there, because there will be a shrine coming up.
あれで随分子供好きでの幼少の頃のお主にせがまれ肩車しておったものよ。
And the game have not started yet, so you can see there is a bunch of stuff down there. We will be starting the game once we get over this hill, and that's the official start of the game. So then again, I'm going to skip. You can see our shrine right in front. We go into that shrine, and that's where I am activating this. So this is our skill area. So I think we have one samurai point and we don't have any other, but the first point that you should put is on deflect. Deflect is allowing you to get ki while you deflect or parry successfully. So this is the first point that you put in samurai, and if you're ninja, you're going to get to do evade. So deflect for samurai, evade for ninja when we get our ninja point. These are pretty much the first steps that you do when you get those points. But right now, we can pray in here, but this is where we're going to wrap up for this episode. You do now have a map, and this is the area that we're going to inspect, or we're going to explore. There are several things in here. At this moment, we don't have any hints. All we know is that we are here. We're going to be making our way over here, and then a little bit on the top to get to the first village, and then we will get other things in the map that are not visible at the moment. But for now, this is it for this episode. And if you're enjoying, thank you for watching. Just go ahead, don't be afraid to be happy. Press the thumbs up button, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode.